Comrades, I want you now to help me to welcome to the microphone. You have not seen him here for a long time. You have not seen him before you on the platform for a long time. But I want you to put your hands together and welcome with me the man who is the former representative of constituency number 4, Rupert Herbert. And before he comes, I want to recognize all those persons listening throughout the entire world. Those listening in New York and Florida and Washington and Toronto and Birmingham and London. We want to welcome them. Those in St. Thomas and St. Martin and St. Eustatius, we want to welcome them. And to help them to recognize by the coming forward of Rupert Herbert that this is a strong, united Labour Party that some puppy shows try to mash up because they want power in their own hands. Power in their own hands. Power in their own hands. So that they can take contracts from people to whom they rightly belong and give it to their friends who work for their brother. A construction company owned by the man brother. Owned by the man brother. Take away the contract and give it to two people who working with the brother. Those are the kind of things that they want to do to feather their own nest, to enrich themselves and their families. But the people on the platform here tonight show you and demonstrate to you that Labour is as united as ever. And when the elections come, the people of the country will get that clear signal. And so, put your hands together and welcome for me, Rupert Herbert, former representative of constituency number 4.
Good night, comrades. Good night to all of the people here at Upper Market Street. I know you're asking, why am I here tonight? I am here because if certain people have the guts to go on a platform with the opposing side, I have the guts to come on the platform of Labour, who nurtured me, who set me up, and who brought me to where I am today. And comrades, I remember a poem, "Once more into the breach, my friends, once more." But of course, I'm not going back to the breach. I'm just filling the gap. But comrades, on my way here tonight, there was a meeting in Old Road. And I was sorely tempted to stick around to see my former comrades speak, or to hear them speak, and to see the expression on their faces when they saw me. Comrades, but you know, confusion did not just start here in St. Kitts. Those of you who read the Bible would know that God created Lucifer. Yes. Lucifer, the shining star, the shining one. And you know, he also had delusions of grandeur. In other words, he wanted to be the top man. And do you know what the bad thing about that is? He did not just do it by himself. He tried to get 1/3 of the angels to follow him. Comrades, don't be in that 1/3. Be in the 2/3, following your rightful leader, Comrade Denzil Llewellyn Douglas. Comrades, I don't answer people when they talk about me. Yes. But tonight, I want us to make a quick reference to what was said about Cedric and myself, that we are yes men. Comrades, I can afford to be a yes man. Because when the time comes for me to make up my mind, I make it up. Comrades, when I was a young teacher, teaching in the Bastia Boys School, a certain headmaster tried to form the fool with me. And I decided, no way. I have had nice headmasters before, and I'm not going to stand to any nonsense. And I stood up in front of my class, standard 7 at the time on the platform, and I made my plans to emigrate to the United Kingdom. Comrades, people are asking me, you're going to leave that good job and go to England? I say yes. And so I left. And do you know, comrades, when I went to England, the first job I had as a trained teacher was as a porter on British Rail. Oh yes, I was a porter. But you know, there's one thing about me. Whatever my hand finds to do, I do it with my might. I do it well. So I was one of the best porters on Leeds City Station, closing the train doors, loading up the trains, sweeping the platform. Me, I am not too proud to do work like that. All work is dignified. And at the same time, comrades, I decided to try to study and matriculate to go to university. This I did. But comrades, after about 6 weeks as a porter, I went on the buses as a bus conductor. And I stayed there for some time until I became a bus driver and went on. And comrades, not long after that, I was able to passing my GCEs, O and A levels to get acceptance at the University of Hull in East Yorkshire, where I did my BSc in economics. Comrades, I stooped to conquer. And comrades, when I entered politics in St. Kitts, again I stooped to conquer. There was a strong lady, she's listening right now, a very strong lady in my constituency, and I felt I could beat her. Do you know, I love women, eh? I love women. And you know why? Because I am a red-blooded man. But comrades, I said to myself, you have to win that seat. And when I failed by 10 votes, I said, this is not my time. My time will come. And do you know, my comrades, in a few years' time, my time came. And I became the representative for constituency number 4. But back to what I was saying. When I left England, I decided to go to Africa. And all my friends were saying, Neville, you're going to Africa where they kill people in Africa? I said, well, they kill people in St. Kitts too. And they kill people in England too. I'm going to Africa. My mind is made up. So I'm a yes man. I do what my mind tells me. I can tell you that. So whatever I have achieved, whatever mistakes I have made, they have been made because I made them. And I made my own mind up. And when I went with Labour because I know that Labour is the party for the poor man. I used to go with my mother to weed cane. I used to go during the summer holidays to pick cotton. I went a couple of years later to cut cane when the workers did not want to cut the cane. And Limo said, go out there and help the people to cut the cane. And I went along. I didn't ask anybody anything. I went. And I carried my row like any big cane cutter. So, comrades, I am not too big to be humble. And comrades, I do what my mind tells me. And when my mind told me to retire, I said, yes, I will retire. I will make way for someone else to take over. I have done my share. Somebody else also has ideas, and they too can make their mark in the constituency. But comrades, I want you to know one thing. Whatever I would have done in that constituency, it was my job to do. I take no special thing about that, no kudos for that. They voted for me to serve them, and I went and I served them to the best of my ability. And so I thank them all. And comrades, I know that many of them still love me, and I love them all. So comrades, tonight is a good night. And comrades, all these meetings have been good meetings. And comrades, I did not really want to speak, but I thought I had to come here tonight and support my former teacher. Not that I taught her, but when I was the principal of the Bastia High School, she was one of my teachers. And I had the time to look at her and to observe her and to see how good she was, not only as a person, but as a teacher. Comrades, Marcella impressed me even then. Whenever in the staff room, Marcella don't keep quiet. Marcella always had something positive to say. When it came to classes, she was not one of those who sat in the classroom and let the class run wild when her time came to go to the classroom. She went to the class prepared, and she did her work well. You have in Marcella Liebert a representative who is going to do well for you. Whenever she comes to the platform, she talks to you. She commiserates with you. Those who are in trouble, she talks to you. Those who have people who have passed on, she talks about it. And she tells you how she feels. And comrades, you have a first-class representative here. She was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She was born from humble parentage. But comrades, as I am here, let me just tell you one quick thing. When I was an education officer in charge of examinations, her father was an invigilator for the ministry. And after 1984, I got a call from the then minister who told me he did not want Mr. Liebert to be an invigilator anymore. So even then, in 1984, they knew very well how to victimize people. At the same time, they said they did not want a lady by the name of Enrica Douglas to invigilate either, because Dougie is a Douglas and she is a Douglas. So get her out of the way. So comrades, those of you who have good memories And those who were born later, I want you with good memories to tell those persons who were born later how things used to be. Tell them how it was. Do you know, comrades, the PAM party really is not interested in progress. Do you know they fought against the acquisition of the cane lands? They fought against comprehensive education. They fought against social security. Comrades, all of those things. Now, comrades, they want to be back there to take care of those things again and to victimize people once again. Do not allow yourself to be fooled. Some of my colleagues who are no longer with us used to say they are the same khaki pants. But some people have started to wear those same khaki pants. Comrades, life is funny. Do you know, a couple of years ago, Norman Manley was in St. Kitts, and I went to hear him speak in Sandy Point. And in Jamaica at the time, there was a lot of problems, something like what we're having tonight in St. Kitts at this time. And when he got up to speak in Sandy Point, he said, "Comrades, politics makes strange bedfellows. People with different political views try to come together. They make strange bedfellows." But he said, when they start to kick one another, somebody going to fall out the bed. So I don't know who's going to fall out the bed. I know it ain't going to be Pam. It's going to be those people who wanted to shack up with Pam. They're going to get kicked out of the bed. And so, comrades, tonight I want to ask you to support Marcella Liebert, to continue to rally behind the Labour Party. There are some persons who are going to tell me tomorrow, how you say you retire? Well, I have put on new tires. That's what I meant by retire. So, comrades, come out on Labor Day, the day of the workers, the day when you come out and show your solidarity with the People's Party, the Labour Party. And comrades, may God bless all of you. May God bless the Labour Party. May God bless even those who are not worthy to be blessed. But bless them all, Lord, because you are a God of love. Thank you and good night.